So there seems to be a problem that I'm seeing for the most part in Fortnite. It's becoming rampant. Bring it a little bit in closer. I'll show you.
Come closer.
So I hear you can't get past the early game. Well, don't you worry. Your early game dysfunction is about to be solved here on this video, right here, right now. 5 tips coming up, plus a bonus tip. As always, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe down below. It helps me out a bunch trying to grow this channel and help you guys out along the process. Now, guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alrighty, what is going on, guys? This is going to be some tips to help you survive the early game. The early game is probably the biggest. It's the biggest drawback to me, because I feel like if I get mats, good guns, and everything, I'll be a lot better in the game. But early game, I'm able to get picked off a lot more easy than I would like to, really admit. So we'll get into this here in a second. Tip number one. Tip number one is going to be knowing a drop and sticking to it exactly every time. For me personally, that's going to be Craggy Cliffs. I like to go the main house. I usually like to go the back of main house, because then I can usually get the chest spot. And then go into the slurp barrels. And getting your jump right is also something that you need to do too. So see how here I'm coasting into the main house. There's a few guys over here, but I'm gonna land there first because I prioritized my drop a little bit better than they did. Now the next step has to do with season 6 actually directly, and that is getting a place where you can land that's gonna manufacture a lot of the mechanical parts. So my favorites are Steamy Stacks, which you have right here. I like Craggy Cliffs, and I also like Farms. Slurpy Swamps is another one that I go to all the time, but it is pretty hot in arena mode for the most part that I've seen. Another tip that goes along with this is prioritize getting a gun. All right, if you see a gun right here, go for the gun and grab it. Don't go to your chest spot and hope that it's going to be there if you know someone else is there with you. If you know someone else is there with you, you have to prioritize getting a gun first over getting the chests. And since we are here at Steamy Stacks, I'm going to try and upgrade my guns first before I really fight anyone. Now, that might not be possible if you got people pushing you, but if they're off doing their own thing, then you want to see if you can get guns and upgrade parts.
My friend here, Justin, he's already taken, and he's cracked.
Now here, it really doesn't take that many parts to upgrade one of these cars from a gray to a green, or one of these pumps from a gray to a green. It really only takes 2. So this is going to better your chance, because a lot of times people won't try and upgrade that early. And if you even have like a green pump, you can usually overpower someone that came in and has a makeshift right off the bat.
What the?
Alright guys, tip number 3 is going to be getting a good idea for who is landing with you, how low they are, where they're going, if they landed on a gun, other things that you kind of got to put together every single time in order to really just optimize when you're going to take the fight with them, if you want to push them immediately or wait till you get guns a little bit. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least that I can see. This guy's got a pretty low drop. Looks like he's going to land there. I can't really contest him. I know over here that there's slurp barrels. Alright, so now because I barreled up in here, stayed in here, didn't take any fights too aggressively, even though I had to take one, but it was a bot, so, honestly, who cares? I can hear some guy out there. He's hitting this. He probably doesn't even know that I'm there. Okay, yes, he does now. But he's got a makeshift. And if we know that he's got a makeshift, and you can hear it clunking around, the Primal SMG is going to beat that. Just being aware of gun sense earlier on in the game is going to help you out a ton. These new makeshift weapons are really clunky in the beginning of the game, a little hard to hit your shots, and most of them don't really do a lot of damage at all. So just knowing that in the beginning is going to help you out. Now the next tip that I can give you is matting up at your respective site. Slurpy I think is really good for mats, especially in arena game. You can get metal a lot quicker. Fences and everything give you a ton of metal. Even the cars, when you're hitting them for getting those gear parts, will give you a ton of metal earlier on in the games. And there's a bunch of trees outside. Matting up before you go out and fight people is crucial, because if you have low mats and the person you're fighting at the end of the day has a lot of mats, they're going to beat you 9 times out of 10, even if you're the same or maybe a little bit better skilled tier. All right, so the last little tidbit, if you made it this far, this is going to be the bonus round. And this is basically just one tip that I ended up seeing from a streamer that I've actually never seen before, and it's really simple. So once I end up landing, we'll share it with you. All right, now one thing that's really interesting that I saw that the one streamer did, it's actually really simple. I don't know why I really didn't think about it before. Many of you guys might have already been doing this, but when you're trying to get a chest right here and someone can be breaking in from the top right here, like when they're on top of you, and you still want to open the chest, but you kind of want to give yourself a little bit of protection, pull out your building menu, place a stair while looking at the floor, and this is going to place a stair that's above you right here, and this will make it so you can get the chest at the same time as holding that left trigger button. Whereas if you're just trying to place a floor that's above you, you would have to hold it up here and you couldn't get the chest that's down here. A little simple tip. And we have reached the end of the video here. Those are the tips. They're real simple, real easy, guys. Stuff that you should really start implementing into your game to start helping you out. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the stuff on the channel. Starting to grow this a lot. Might even start doing content on new games coming up. Not really sure yet, but I will catch you guys next time.